Let's go to the spearhead of the No campaign. Shadow Indigenous Australians Minister Jacinta Price. Now, I can't fathom this campaign without her at the helm. She has been everywhere. She has held her ground. She's been articulate in the face of horrific personal abuse, and she's won the hearts and minds of so many Australians of all backgrounds for her tenacity and her courage. Jacinta, you're almost there. Welcome to the show. How do you feel one day
Thanks,
out?
Peta. Oh, look, I feel invigorated at this stage, given that there's one more sleep to go. And I mean, today it's actually been a really lovely day out on the polling booth. The weather's actually been really lovely, but so have the people. And I've had so many people, I've had so many hugs today, and individuals coming up and shaking my hand and thanking me for, you know, the work that I've been putting into this referendum. And you know, I got together with a whole bunch of family and other Aboriginal members of the community for a photo shoot, and it's just been a great day so far.
I want to put something to you that Rachel Perkins, Yes campaigner, had to say today. Have a listen.
If this goes down, there is no doubt that Indigenous Australia, our hearts will be broken, you know, in the majority. There's no doubt. The stakes are so high, it's a very modest request to be recognised in our country and for our voices to be heard. We're not asking for seats in Parliament like the Maoris have. You know, this is not a treaty. This is for recognition and a right to be heard, and that's all it is.
It's not a treaty, she says, it's just for recognition. Jacinta, what's your response to that?
Oh, look, I've got a lot of time. I've got a lot of respect for Rachel, but unfortunately she's not right in this proposition. We know that there is no detail. We know that the radicalised activists have got, you know, rubbing their hands if they get a yes vote, because they want to push that door wide open to issues like treaty, like reparations, like compensation, and far from their minds is actually improving the lives of our most marginalised. You know, and there are many Aboriginal Australians who don't agree with this proposal, and that's a fact. So, you know, we are divided as Indigenous Australians, rightly so. There are quiet Australians, and those include Indigenous Australians, and I believe that there will be many that will be pleased if it is a no vote that is successful tomorrow.
Yeah, it staggers me that people think all Aboriginal people have got to think the same. I mean, it's paternalistic. Women don't vote the same way. We all have different political views. I find it pretty offensive. And also this argument that our international reputation will be damaged if the voice is defeated. Stan Grant says it'll show we're a mean country. And Noel Pearson says that it means we're a hard country. What do you say to both of them?
Emotional blackmail obviously hasn't worked on the Australian people. Conversations I've had with ambassadors from around the world have suggested to me they're confused as to why we would divide us along the lines of race within the Constitution, given what that means in our global history to divide nations along the lines of race. You know, that only ends up in horrible circumstances. So I think they're wrong, and the Australian people have not bought into, you know, the emotional blackmail that the yes rhetoric has pushed on Australia in this campaign.
If it goes down, I mean, the PM can't try and blame the Australians. I don't suspect he'd be crazy enough to do that. He's got to take this responsibility on his own shoulders. But he also can't use it, can he, as an excuse to wash his hands of the problems that are occurring, that we know about in remote communities. Because as you often say, the solutions are there. They're known. Canberra just has to listen, doesn't it?
Well, that's exactly right. I mean, and you know, the Prime Minister has to start actually supporting Australians and fixing what's going on in our country at the minute. Cost of living, you know, cost of living is everybody, but it particularly, you know, affects our most marginalised. You know, if he and his ministry, Minister Linda Burney, aren't prepared to listen to those people who have put proposals before them now, well, and they don't think they're effective enough and they've pushed for this voice, well, obviously they should step aside if they don't think they can actually effectively run the country and support our most marginalised going forward.
You didn't get your debate with Linda Burney, did you? You tried pretty hard.
I did. I called, called for Linda to debate me on a number of occasions, and she never took up the opportunity to do so, over again. So that was unfortunate, being the Shadow Minister and her being the Minister. If she believed in this proposal, then she should have argued that with me as the Shadow Minister. But evidently, you have to question whether she did actually truly believe in this proposal.
All right, to anyone undecided tonight, Jacinta Price, what's your last pitch?
Again, I think Australians, this is our opportunity to say vote no to division, to vote no to inequality within our constitution, to vote no to gaslighting, to emotional blackmail, and bring ourselves together as a country once more to be proud to call ourselves Australian so we can solve our tough issues together. Remember to vote no.
Jacinta Price, thank you. I know you've got a busy 24 hours ahead. Thank you for your time. Thanks for squeezing us in here.